Hey, look at this ratio. Let's go see some cars.
This is a 1970 Deuce Yanko Nova. It originally came with a Chevy LT1 350.
Yeah, this is like my dream car. Yeah, it's so pretty.
We're back with U.S. Classic Muscle Cars, and I'm here with Matt, and he's going to be telling us about a couple incredible cars that we've got behind us.
Actually switched it to an automatic transmission, a 4-speed with overdrive, so she could cruise it on the highway at low RPM.
He had it wrapped pink for Kitty's Warriors.
Okay, we're here with Louis. So, I want you to tell us something about your car, a little bit about the story, the history.
The car was actually bought brand new by a dear friend of mine who had just come home from Vietnam, as I was leaving 10 days later for Vietnam. So we made an agreement that when I came home safe a few years later, he would sell me the car. We lost track of each other along the way, and 22 years later we found each other, and we fulfilled the agreement to sell it to me, and I fulfilled my promise to him to restore the vehicle. So the car is restored to honor an agreement between a veteran to a veteran.
Oh my God, that's a great story, right? So, another question. How long did it take to restore the car?
I bought the car from him in 1994, and I didn't finish the restoration until last year in 2017.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Well, because we wanted to do every detail to the original specs and standards, utilizing as many of the original parts that we could. And because of that is why it took as long as it did, because it had to be as 100% as possible. So in order to keep my promise, I needed the time, plus I needed to pay for it. And it takes that time to save the money to be able to do it. And I was proud to be able to fulfill that.
Yeah, and this is your only car? Do you have other cars?
I have other cars. I have other Mopars. I've got a 66 Charger. I've got a 71 Shaker CUDA, and I'm in the process now of going to the dark side and buying a 428 69 Mustang.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my God, that's great. So how many miles the car has? How many miles?
This car is an 18,000 mile original AAR CUDA.
Wow.
I drive this car. I drive this car to enjoy the car, but I drive it to sustain the car so that the seals, the gaskets, and everything else stay live and whole. Everything on the car, with the exception of the carpeting and the tires, is all original.
Wow.
So we were able to save everything. I do have the original carpeting stored, and I have the original date-coated tires stored as well, just to honor the legacy of the car.
Right. It's the paint original too.
The paint is not original. The paint is original to the formula, but the car was totally rotisserie restored, which means that every bolt, everything was completely dismantled, and we're using a Glazeret 22 paint, which is the paint that is typically used in the Lamborghinis, so that to give it the luster and the durability, so that the shine stays for at least 15 years.
Wow. So let's go see what's here. Alright. Yeah. And how much horsepower have?
This is AAR CUDA. 346 barrel. All AAR CUDAs will have the same motor, which is a 340 cubic inch, 290 horsepower motor. This particular vehicle, again, has been restored to all the original specs per the original standards. Everything on this car is cataloged. I've got everything, including the 23 payment coupons that my friend paid for the car, and everything in terms of the history of the car, including the bill of sale, records the history of the car, so that to date everybody can verify that this car is as original can be.
So, in how many points would you get for the car?
In concourse judging, they go through a very, very strict and regimented, detailed list of how to score the car. I have been fortunate. I've already been told that this is a first place car. So that means that I am scoring anywhere between 95 to 100 points on the originality and the condition of the car.
Oh, can we see the interior of the car? Thank you so much. Let's see.
So, with the exception of the carpeting, this is an all original interior car, and everything is to the specifications of the AAR CUDA. And obviously, as you can tell, everything is black. The vinyl top, the Organisol front and rear spoiler are the formula that was used when the car was originally manufactured.
It's fun to drive.
It's very fun to drive. I would invite you to drive this car anytime.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I would love to.
Sure.
Oh, that's so nice.
And being a 4-speed car versus an automatic, it makes it even more fun
Right.
with the pistol grip shifter. So the pistol grip shifter is something that's very unique because it simulates a pistol grip so that you're taking it through the motions of steering and shifting and driving the car, and it is one of the best experiences ever.
So, another question. Can I get in the car?
Your dream is my dream.
Oh, thanks.
Please.
So, thank you so much. Yeah, let me see inside of it. So, it's so nice in here. It's like many details.
That's where the keys are.
Yes, where are the keys? The keys.
The keys are yours anytime you want them. So these are commemorative keys.
Can I drive it home?
As long as I'm with you, yes. Yes. One of the things about this particular car is that it is Mopar. It is Mopar, and in the assembly of this car, many of the assembly workers took great pride in the work they did, so they autographed certain pieces of the car where no one would see it. So someone named Sonia actually autographed the glove box to let us know that Sonia was here.
Wow. Any cool story about the car?
The coolest story about the car is that I have been able to rehabilitate the car to all of the original standards and production features, and that each time that I drive this car, I get to relive what it was that I had when I came home from Vietnam. It's a very special car.
Yeah, that's a great story.
Go ahead.
So the most incredible part about the car is the history of the car. As I said, I met this car the day after, the morning after the original owner bought the car. And having known this history as I was leaving for Vietnam, it is detailed in the storyboard, as we call it, which is the poster for the car that details the story. And what we are attempting to do is to honor the tradition and heritage of our Vietnam veterans. So it is an honor to our friends, our brothers, both that came home and those that were left behind. So we are giving credit on the storyboard of the history of the car, but also everyone that helped to put the project together and deliver the dream, that a promise that was made.
How many hours did it take to complete this?
That question can be answered easily in how many years it took to complete the project. And it actually took approximately 24 years to do the project, because detailing each and every step of the way, we had to ensure that we honored every accuracy of every part and every alignment to make sure that everything worked together and was put together. The hood alone took an excess of 110 hours just to recreate the original hood so that it doesn't bend, it doesn't crack, it doesn't fold. So it's been a long process.
Wow. So okay, thank you so much, Luis. I give you back your keys. Yeah, I can take it home.
Gracias.
But thank you for watching this video. I hope you subscribe and watch more videos. Thanks.